Good afternoon, everybody. I'll give everybody a minute here. I hope everybody's doing great today. Hello, Jennifer. How are you doing? Just gathering a couple extra things here. And I thought I would stamp out a few of these cute little birds. And we'll do a little bit of coloring after, just to show you the click art markers. What are you up to today, Jennifer? It is Starbucks' first day of, hello Sienna, first day of their pumpkin menu. Are you guys Starbucks people? I don't often buy Starbucks, but doing physio on your new knee. Well, I hope it's going well. Hello, Nancy. My daughter, who's 16, Amy, she wanted to try the pumpkin, I think it was an iced pumpkin chai. So yeah, that's what she tried, but she tried it iced and she said it was really good. I tried it, it's really good. I found it a little tiny bit sweet, so if I probably ordered it, I would probably get it half sweet, but it was really good. And then I, of course, just got the traditional pumpkin spice latte. And what's funny is, well, we used, oh, Amy took she keeps the little label with the drink and puts it in her journal, which I think is so cute. Anyway, she snuck it off. But so we popped down there, we got a couple drinks and a muffin just for a treat, and that was very nice. And so her name is A-M-I-E, Amy. And no one says it right. Like they all say it's either Ami or Annie, she'll get called. So today it was Annie. So she's like, yeah, that's us. Or Arnie, she's actually got called Arnie before as well. So funny. And her grandfather's name was actually Arnie. So there's a funny little story for you today. And if you do go to Starbucks today, it's hard to resist the pumpkin unless you don't like pumpkin, and then, you know. So we're going to look at lawn fawn, because of course it's lawn fawn day today, and super fun. Hello, Tamara. How are you? Lots of awesome products. I love their fall and winter release because I love fall and I love Christmas stamps and stuff. So thought we'll have a look at it. Maybe we'll color up, well, we'll color up a couple of the birds from the Winter Birds set with some click art markers, and yeah, just have a look at everything up close. So Lawn Fawn is amazing, and they actually send these handmade cards pre-done in the orders to the stores. So Sandy received these yesterday, and I put a little bit of tape on this just to hold it open, but I'm going to take it off and just show you how it works. This is that ta-da interactive die that they have. It looks really cool. and opens up, and then it actually closes and closes flat. How nice is that? So you can mail it in an envelope, but it has this super wow factor of this 3D effect. Like, it's amazing. So they've sent this along and colored up the little wolves. So we'll look at those in the stamp set. So cute. Some little glitter paper in there for the snowy hills. Hello, Janice. And everybody else who's popped in. It doesn't always tell me your names, but welcome to everybody. I'm just going to make sure I can see everything looking on my iPad. So. All right, the wolves are your favorite, Sandy? Yeah, they are so cute. And I like too that they have the little mini set as well. Here's another one of the wolf cards, and this one they've paired with the gate, this whole type of scene, really cool background done on watercolor paper, and I love you a whole lot. Like, how cute is that? So sweet. Hello, Betty. How are you doing? Then we have this fall card. This is using the farm set, and we'll look at all the sets here in a minute. And then this tree frame, we've got some little leaves and the stitched pumpkins and gourds. Oh, I love those. I think I may have to get those. Hello, Tammy. And then we've got the chicken driving the tractor, which is hilarious. So we'll look at all the different characters that are in that, and then there's an add-on that you can get to go with that as well. The washi tapes, we've actually got the Frosty Friends washi tape in the shop, and they've added in here their other washi tapes. Hedgehogs are cute too. And this is what the Frosty Friends look like. So if you are looking in the shop, if anything's sold out, or if there's something you're looking for, or even an older Lawn Fawn product, you can email Sandy at scrapshotz.com, and she can add that to her next order, so that you can kind of custom order things if you're looking for it. As well, we usually get another restock of everything that's sold out. So you can either sign up to be notified or just send her an email. This is so super cute. You've got these little mice. I think they're in the before and after set. And then you've got them in this snow globe, which is a really great size for the front of a card. And then we've got the greenery here. So pretty. And then we have, I believe under here is the stencil. We'll look at that in a minute and just see. Then we've got these critters, which are so cute, and they've got these little Christmas sentiments on. A good day for you, Betty? I'm glad. So there's all kinds of different critters, all kinds of different mix and match sentiments that you can add on as well. And we've got this cute little starry sky, and then the plaid paper in the flannel paper pack, which definitely was my favorite. And then the winter birds. So we're going to color up a couple of the birds today. There's also a die cut birdhouse. Look at the baby in there, so cute. Yeah, they're so sweet. And I love that they've got different color variations as well. So some of them have red and they could be the cardinal, or these ones have blue and they look sweet as well. And you know, birds you can use all year round. And I like that they do have some Christmas sentiments as well. So let's kind of put these to the side, and if I see one that has something specific, I will try to pull those out. So Lawn Fawn, always a big hit. I like that they always have lots of let's see, these are the Christmas ones. We'll pull out fall and Halloween first. Lots of samples on their website. So if you're not sure, even the birds, how to color the birds up, I actually had brought up their website, and when I look, I can scroll through the samples that their design team has put, and there's probably some on our website as well. And you've got all these different options for coloring. So these ones with brown, they look cute. Maybe those are partridges. I don't know, partridges seem like they should be brown. Hi Jenny, hi Debbie. So if you're looking for different color variations on whatever products, whatever stamp sets, go have a look at their website, because they always have lots of ideas. As well, this diorama, there'll be lots of different samples for that, and that'll be really cute. So here we have the fall stamps. We've got stamps, dies, hot foil, stencils. So we'll kind of work through those. This is called Batty for You. So this bat is a little bigger than the bat that was maybe out last year or the year before, and it's a larger size, so it looks like you can add its wings. This one looks like it will fit right in behind, and I think that this works. I'm trying to think. I think there's something that maybe it works with for the wings to move, but let's have a look here. And I don't know why I think that. Maybe I saw a video on it or something. Let's see. Oh, the waving pull tab. So if that's something that, I mean, this would be cute just stamped and put on your cards with a really cool Halloween background. So it will give you different ideas of things that you can use it with. And if you wanted this waving pull tab, that's something you could ask Sandy to order in. And it looks like, you know, you can make it go up and down. So super cute. So lots of ideas there as well. But, oh, and look, yeah, they've got him hanging upside down. These are the bats from last year. So if you have those, you could kind of coordinate, like this is the adult bat and these are the babies. And for this one, they've just kind of wrapped the wings inside. That's cute. Yeah, so cute. Hello, Dora. So we've got stamps and dies for everything. This one is this awesome wolf set. So this is wild wolves here. And I love that you've got all these accessories. So you could totally mix and match this moon with anything. Like you could have this tractor and have the moon, or, you know, any kind of scene. Then we have the tree. This can be like the howl for Halloween, or you could just have it as a really cute wolf set with all these different sentiments. I'm glad you're in my pack. That's so cute. So there's the moms and the babies and all these little, you know, the birds and the stars and the trees in different sizes. Lots of different accessories. And then you've got the little mini set. This is wolf before and after. So if you do have that before and after die, you can definitely use this to switch from howling to looking at you, or you can just use it as two different wolves. And I love that they have these little sentiments as well as the main sentiment. So these are always a good price point. Then we have this really great Hey There Hay Rides. Of course, you can use farm stuff throughout the year as well. And it's super cute for fall. So they've got the little friend guy, and he can sit in the tractor, the little farmer, or the chicken could sit in there or be just hanging out at the farm. Then you've got all of these, the signs, the cornstalk, pumpkins, the little hay ride, with the hay, and then you can put all the little characters into the wagon, which is really cute. And then as well, all these different sentiments. And if you had other little friend stamp sets, then you could coordinate those and put those together. So very cute. And there's lots of things that can go in wagons. So you don't have to just do pumpkins or hay or, little people. You can put anything really into there that you would like. And then we have these guys, which are the Hey There, Hay Rides Mice add-on. And they as well can fit into this little wagon, or the cheese could fit in there. And then they've got Let's Ride, Hey Big Cheese, Have a Mice Day. And you even have a little mouse driver, which is so cute. My daughter, I think I had said she's learning to drive, so we've been working on driving. Oh, and before I put that away, let me just pull out those sets again. So this is the wolf set, and there's the moon, but this is used in a winter card. And here it is on Halloween. Hello, Lisa. And there's the hayride one, with the little animals having the hayride and the chicken driving the tractor. So Amy is learning to drive, and she's doing very well. And I feel like we've gotten past that point where every time you get in the car, you feel like you might not make it home. And she's aware of things, and it's definitely much nicer than having to feel like I have to maybe reach over and grab the wheel but not make her feel uncomfortable. So I am very happy to say we've moved on from that. So these are the winter birds. I love that they've done this whole bird theme thing, and they've got some dies that coordinate as well. There's 3 different stamp sets, so if you love them, you might want to have them all. If you want the birdhouse and one little bird or a couple more, you could coordinate however you wanted to. So this one is just called Winter Birds, and there's the die set, and we've got lots of different birds in lots of different positions and angles. You've got baby birds, you've got the nest and the branches, a couple different branches. So you can use these branches, kind of facing this way, or you could turn it over to face that way. And then look at all these greenery. You could totally make a little wreath with that. You've still got other little accessories, little snow. I'm assuming that's snow. I don't really know what that is. What does everybody think that might be? This looks like snow as well. So I love that you can actually add the snow onto the branch. And then you've got some snowflakes as well. And you've got lots of different sentiments. Super cute. Hello, Mary Jane. And then this one here, this small one, is the Flappy Holiday, and they are flying, and it says have a flappy holiday. These are so cute. I love adding these little ones to my kids' stocking stuffers. They love lawn fawn as well, and so these are great for just tucking in, or if you know somebody who loves card making, or maybe they just want to get into card making. I think I'm just my brain is starting to think about little things I could pick up here and there, but even a teacher, I think this would be cute to put in with a pack of markers or something, and that could be a little teacher gift. This one is Winter Birds add-on. So you've got the birdhouse and the little snow that goes on the roof. You could use the Christmas lights with it or separately. And then you have a little bird. You've got this little bird that can peek out of the little birdhouse, which is super cute. And then 2 ornaments. You've got a bow, a heart, a music note, and then there's no place like home for the holidays. So I think that's sweet. You could do up a whole bunch of Christmas cards just with this one set. Be really cute. And the die set, they've even included this little die that cuts out your little line. So if you were, you know, had your little line that you wanted to do to or from or whatever, or maybe this is an ornament hanging line, that might be more so what it is, but that will cut that out so you can place it with the other things that you're putting on. And let's see the bird one here. I think it was just the one bird one. And this is the bird one that they did with the little bird carrying the berries. And there's the little baby. And this birdhouse is the die, and we'll see that after. And then we have some really cute ones. These don't necessarily go specifically together, but I thought that they kind of did, so I thought I'd pull them out at the same time. This one is Christmas before and after. So again, if you have that before and after die, you can use it with this, but I would totally just use these as lots of different images or scene building. This little tree would be really cute too with those little friends stamps, to make a little scene. Be very cute. And you've got the little mice under the mistletoe, your tree, your stocking. You could stick in anything. If you use this stocking and you were just stamping it on your card, you could add anything in here that you wanted. And then you've got lots of different sentiments. I love this, meet me under the mistletoe. That's very cute. And then this one here is Positive Christmas, and positive is P-A-W, obviously very punny. And we've got the cat and the dog, which are so super cute. And there's lots of other sets with these guys in it, so you could combine them. They are so cute. I love adding paper, like doing paper piecing for pieces that have a larger spot. So these, we'll look at these in a second, but these paper packs, wouldn't they look cute? Paper pieced on the stocking. And then we've got Merry Christmas, hope it's positively great. So I think anyone would like this, you know, especially if they have a dog or cat, but I think most people like pets. They're cute. And then we've got this one here that is Simply Celebrate Winter Critters. So there's lots of different Simply Celebrate stamp sets that they've come out with, kind of different themes. And this one is the Christmas one, and it is adorable. So you've got the little mice, and they stamp all in one line. Yeah, aren't they cute? So this one here kind of gives you an idea of, this is just such a basic card design, and I think this would be so easy to replicate. They're small little images to color, and if you wanted to make a bunch, they would be so super cute. So you've just got your kind of different color paper in the center. You can stamp out whichever images you want and then coordinate your sentiment. So this one comes with all of these sentiments, and you can mix and match them. And then if you want the add-on, it's the Simply Celebrate Winter Critters add-on, and then you've got all of these different kind of punny sentiments. Yeah, we're not mistaken, seriously. Bugs and kisses, Christmas is here, have a mice holiday. So all of these would totally mix and match there. And the bugs, look at the bugs with the little candy cane. Anyway, love these, so cute. So lots of different Christmas and winter options. Then we have the paper pad. So let me just open this up here. I'm going to open this one because I bought this one. I guess I could probably just peel it off, but we'll just, there we go. So this is the Favorite Flannel paper pack, and I love this kind of pinky red color. Hello, Tara. And then we've got plaids going in different directions, or flannel patterns. And the blue is really nice as well, the darker blue. This, to me, this is a little bit different color palette than some of the other ones. It's very nice. And then you've got your neutrals and lots of each piece, so you don't have to be scared to use that. And then you've got the spiffier speckles, and this one has the little, I can kind of hold it up here for you. I'm gonna, I have some sample pieces. They're the 12 by 12, but it's just a smaller scale, and then I don't have to open that one. So you've got the color on one side with the darker color. So this is going to be the same as this. This is just a larger scale. They just sent this to us for samples. Love this kind of coral color. And then you've got that gold foil. Hello, Catherine. So kind of a coral, a peach color, a green color. So I believe that the spiffy speckles, the original spiffy speckles, I don't think it had gold foiling on it. And I think it was a little bit different color palette. Really love this, almost like a periwinkle color. And then you've got kind of a lilac and a neutral, like a cream color. That is beautiful. I may have to invest in that paper pad after all. I think the gold, like, I love using tone on tone stuff anyways. Okay, so that's the paper packs. Those are 6 by 6, and I know there's lots of those in the store. And then we have, okay, let's grab the fall and Halloween dies. This is a huge release, and they just did such a great job. Okay, and I love this crate. I think this crate is going to be really popular. So the crate, which you could put anything in. I mean, if you had, you know, oh, the little, let me see here, the little greenery from this, that's more with the winter, the Merry Mistletoe. Wouldn't that look cute tucked in here as well? So cute. So this one is Harvest Crate, and you can put in the stitched gourds, the stitched pumpkins. You could put leaves in there. You could put little images in there, and it cuts out your crate. You've got a little line here that's going to cut out, and then you can tuck things in, and it will make it look like you've tucked things into the crate. And then we've got thanks, so perfect for Thanksgiving. And then we've got this little die that cuts out around the thanks, or I love using these to stamp different words and things from the sets. I'll cut out a bunch of them, and then it's like a little banner. And we've got this little piece. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure if we looked at the website, we would be able to tell. Make a cute crate to hold pumpkins, gourds, or anything you like. There you go. Then we've got stitched pumpkins and stitched gourds. They are so cute. And with the gourds, you get a corn cob, and then you've got outlines, and you've got stitched ones, all the little stems. So they are super cute. And then we've got the pumpkins all in different shapes and sizes and the different stems on them. Tamara, if you're still on, how's your pumpkin doing? I think you had a pumpkin. Then we have outside in stitched maple leaf. This is really cute. Let me see, is there another? Here's another maple leaf. So this is the outside in stitched maple leaf. It looks to me like it cuts around the leaf, then it cuts a stitching line from what you're cutting out of. So if you wanted an opening in a card, say you're doing a shaker card or something, and then you cut this leaf out of the center, you'll still have this stitching line and then the cut line, and then you still have the leaf with all the stitching. So it's kind of a 2-for-1, and then you've got all these fun little vines that you can place. A stick. Oh yes, that totally makes sense, Betty. So it would be like a stick to hold up the thank you sign. Yes, thank you. Okay, so that's the outside in, and then this one is stitched maple leaf frame. So this will cut out the actual frame and then have a stitching line inside, and then you get all of these little leaves and acorns that you can also cut out. The several pumpkins, your biggest one is the size of a basketball. Wow. Yeah, the stitch pumpkins, definitely a good fall choice. This one is Shadow Box card Halloween add-on, and there is a Shadow Box main set, and there's lots of accessory sets. So if you kind of like this and you're looking at their website, and there's ones that you want to get and put on your list, you can ask Sandy to order that in for you. But I think this is totally, like, you could just use this on its own completely. You've got the little house, the little haunted house, and then we've got a little outline. We've got a bat, trees, a moon. Oh, I think we saw this moon. Nope, that was a bigger one. But, and that gate is a different gate as well. You've got the gates, and then you've got this little piece that cuts out the frame, and it has stitching around it. And then you've got a spider, you've got this little spider webs, and this cute little hill. So that's really great. Very cute for Halloween. Hello, Tammy. And this is Spooky Forest Backdrop. I think that I had seen that this one had sold out, but just you can put your name down to be notified, or you can ask Sandy to order one in for you if you want to email her at sandy@scrapshotz.com. This is that outline. Isn't that gorgeous? So it cuts out the full A2 size. You've got the stitching around. Hello, Rosie. And you can cut it out in whatever color you want. It's made to look like a bit of a silhouette. Is this a different one? Or am I, maybe they've cut off, I think they cut off a couple of the pieces. It looks a little bit different for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not sure if, well, it's supposed to be the same. Yeah, I think they've just cut off a couple of the pieces for the samples. And then they put their moon under there, but it comes with, it's flipped. Yes. Oh my God, Betty. Betty, you should be doing the live. I'm like, I just can't figure out what is going on, but you're totally right. All right. Anyone has any questions, direct them to Betty, because I obviously have no idea what I'm talking about. You've got the little owls. Hey, Lorraine. And we've got the ghost. Cute. We've got a moon and the little tombstones. And we've got rocks and grass. So they have a whole little scene in here, and they've actually used these spooky gates and they cut them out with glitter paper, purple glitter paper, which is cute. And then they've got this little lantern, and why do I not know what this is? Okay, Betty, what is this? And this would be great for any kind of Halloween cards, but it does work really nicely with that, hey? I don't know. Sometimes I don't know until I go on their website. A brick pillar. Okay, well that makes sense, because then it could be just be a brick pillar on each side. Thank you, Jenny. Watching is easier than speaking. Sometimes I am thinking about kind of the next thing. Tiny gift box ghost add-on. There is a tiny gift box die that you can get, and this adds on, or you can use it just as the cute little ghost and put it on a card. It's very sweet. And he's got a little pumpkin, a bow. I would say this is his cheeks. So super cute. And there's different things that you can add on if you're making the box. You can see on their website, of course. And sometimes, or a lot of times, there are samples as well on the Scrap Shotz website. If you look at the next picture, Stacy is wonderful at doing that. All right, we've got, this is called the Tada diorama, and I did see that they did a really nice video about how this works. It looks very basic and simple as, you know, putting it together, and I think it's going to be pretty popular. I love that you can kind of just pull it open. You can customize it with your papers and stamps. So, you know, this could be birthday or winter or Christmas, and then it just folds right up flat. I love that. And then people can just have it open and display it. So it's very cute. And the hillside inserts would be the little hills that you see here. They've covered them with the white glitter. But if you wanted to do a summer scene, then you could do it water or sand or whatever you want. I also like that a lot of times in their interactive dies, they include different accessories, like they have clouds and a moon, and the banners. I always use the banners for sentiments from the stamp sets. So I find that they fit a lot of their sentiment sizes. I think that's going to be one that is very popular, and you'll probably see a lot of samples. Here we have, this was that Merry Mistletoe. So you've got the mistletoe and the leaves, a cute little bow, and you even have the little inside piece of the bow, so you can put that all together, make it look kind of 3D. You've got some berries, so these would be really cute cut out of glitter paper or like a red foil paper. There's lots of foil or metallic cardstocks in the shop. That would look sweet, so you can just mix and match those. Here's the birdhouse, which is so super cute. So the birdhouse here, let's see. Oh, there's those little mistletoe plants. So cute. I love that they've just put them on either side of that. And here is the birdhouse. So they've done the birdhouse, and they've used the snow from the Build a Birdhouse Christmas add-on. And it looks like you can have different, you know, you can have the lights and then layer on the little attachment for the lights. You've got the bow and pine cones and stars and greenery, and they've just used that with the little opening. But here you have almost like, to me, that looks like a little shutter opening. It looks super cute. So this could be a year-round thing as well. You've got another little bird and a bow and even a butterfly and flowers. So that is very, very cute. And then we've got Winter Yeti. He's super cute. He's got a little candy cane here. There's an outline. So with this guy here, you can cut him out and all the little pieces and then just piece him back in. So when I've done these before, I think I did the gnome before. Yeah, he's super cute. And I cut him out with an adhesive sheet on one side so that when I placed the paper in, so the outline, I might have done the outline in black, and then he would even be cute in that spiffier speckles, like the neutral one with the little, either the gold foil or the back side that has, I guess it's in the paper pad you have just one-sided. The one that's tone on tone would be really cute on him. And so if you just place them in, they just stick to the adhesive sheet. He's got a little scarf, and the stars you can use for anything. This Winter Wonderland window, which sounds very much like a tongue twister, is very cute. So they've used it here. It almost, you know, looks like you've made a little shaker. I love that they have this little edge that has the stitching, so you can see that you cut it out in the center and then it leaves the stitching around the edge. That is so pretty, yeah. And then you've got the snowflakes as well. So 4 different dies, but these ones cut out, you know, 4 and 3, and then you've got 2 larger ones. So that's a very nice die. I think there's lots you could do with that. This is the Magic Iris Holly Wreath add-on. So if you have the Magic Iris die, you can use this with it, or you can just use this as like a wreath on your card. And you've got the wreath, then you've got different accessories like the flower and the little berries and smaller little snowflakes or flowers to go with it. And then you can pop those up around and make them like a 3D kind of thing. That's very pretty. We build a snow globe, super cute. This is the one they did with that. So you've got the outside, you've got the inside pieces, you have the little pieces that cut your little base, so you can decorate that. This is that right there. You can also cut these little snowflakes or flowers out and you can put those on, or you could make a little shaker and put it in. That would be really cute. And then they've got the little Christmas trees, or just trees if you wanted it to just be winter. This to me looks like you can make your own sequins. Isn't that cute? That looks like if you cut those out, they would totally be little sequins, I'm thinking. And then you've got these little, I think these are great for little shaker pieces as well. And another little bird and stars. This one is Sparkle Garland Borders, and they are very nice. So you've got 2 different borders, one's curved and one's straight, and then you've got all these little pieces. And again, these look so nice, cut out of glitter paper or metallic foil paper. And then all the little pieces that you can actually put on, you can pop up or just glue on. And you've got a cute little banner. And then this is the holly leaves border. So you've got this long string of the holly leaves, a short one. You can mix and match that with your, maybe that's what this is. This wasn't the mistletoe, this was the, this greenery, the holly. So very cute, and you can cut this to fit however you want. This is the snowflake, I think. Yeah, snowflake embroidery hoop snowflake add-on die. So you can get the embroidery hoop, which I think is still in the store, or you can ask Sandy to get that for you. And then there's a bunch of different add-ons. So if you like stitching, actually I just finished the bee. I don't know if this one, I can't remember exactly what came with the hoop, but this was just the plain embroidery hoop add-on. So it just has holes all throughout. I just cut it with not a super thick cardstock, but it's sturdy. And so this one would cut out your snowflake. But on the Lawn Fawn website, they actually have this free pattern. So I just did the cute little bee. I was working on that. So I'm going to work on that. We are going camping this weekend. So we'll see how that goes. But I thought I'll take some stitching with me, and that way I can just take it along. I've got a little tin, and I can just I've got this little tin. It was a Tim Holtz tin, and I just put in some little embroidery thread, and I put my needle in there, and then I'll just take it with me. Then there is a Merry Christmas one of this, and it's on the way. So this one says let it snow, and you can foil that on your glimmer machine. Yeah, good plan. Because it's small, I can take it with me and still, sit and visit with people and just do some stitching. Starry Sky background hot foil plate. This is going to be amazing. Well, maybe that's, did we see something with this and I wasn't sure what it was? I think that's probably what this is, because that looks like it's foiled. I like the blue on the blue, so that's pretty, and you could use this for any season. Hello, Diane. And then this beautiful stencil, Winter Sprigs background stencil. So this is what they did underneath here. That is absolutely gorgeous, and they put it under a little bit of vellum to kind of soften it. But you have 3 different layers. So you can kind of see you've got your greenery, you've got your berries, and then this would be the little acorns. So isn't that sweet? That is going to be a really nice one to do. It almost looks glow in the dark. It does. I haven't tried crafting in the dark, but it would be handy if the lights went out. So many great products in this release, you're right. And then there's a few other things that were just restocks in the store, and I thought I'll just show you. I know Sandy's going to get those up in the store. You meant the foil. Oh. Let's see. It does kind of look like that glow. Yeah, looks very pretty. So we have a stitch snowflake frame. This isn't new, but it had sold out from a previous release, and Sandy restocked it, and you'll be able to pick that up when she gets it in the store. There's a couple things here that someone may have ordered in, so if you don't see them in the shop, but there's something you're looking for, then definitely email Sandy, and she can order you one in as well. But I thought I'd show you because we may not have looked at them before. You keep restocking. I know, it sells out and it's gorgeous, and the words. So this has your stitching around it. Then you've got an extra snowflake in there as well. And this works really great for those like circle sentiments that you probably have in your stash, or you can just use it as your wreath and accent it, or just put any kind of sentiment inside, or even some little characters like in there peeking out would be so cute. Like if you had one of these guys kind of in it, would be cute, or birds. This one is the Magic Iris Snowflake add-on. Again, a similar design, very pretty. or shakers, these are great for as well. Then the Thank You and the Merry Christmas have been very popular. So brought those back in, and they are always great. This one, Henry's ABCs, this is a really great uppercase font. And if you're, whether you're doing it on your scrapbook as a title, or if you're adding a word to a card and then a smaller sentiment, that looks really lovely as well. These ones are really nice basic dies. So you've got stitched circle frames. So they actually cut the circle, but they cut, around the circle. So you could use it as a circle die cut, just plain, or you get this framed element that has a stitching in it. And then the small stitched oval stackables, these cut your oval with the stitching line inside it. So depending on what you're looking for, these ones are always really great to add in as a little sentiment banner. And then this one is the reveal wheel. It came out a while ago, is always amazing to use with any of those little small sets. That little set with the tractor too would be really cute. I know Rosie's done lots of really sweet reveal wheel projects. And then the magic iris. So this is the main base piece for the magic iris. The snowflake, or what was the one that we just also saw? Did I imagine that we saw something? Oh, this one. The magic iris holly wreath. So if you want to do that magic iris where it opens up and it closes, these ones will coordinate with that as well. So that is everything from Lawn Fawn. We've got a few minutes, so let's just do a little bit of coloring. And I wanted to show you how these click art markers work. Sandy said another iris piece that people mostly use independently, but can be used with the iris. Yes. Circle is spoken for. That's right. So some of them you might not see it in the shop because somebody might have said, can you order this specifically for me? But if it's something that you feel like you would like, then just ask her. So I stamped a few things from this Winter Birds add-on set. And there's the Winter Birds. But I thought just to give you an idea of how these markers work. Now, I stamped on Vicki Boutin Foundations paper. I've got a Nuvo water brush, and this is the small one. They come in a 2-pack, and there's a small and medium. And usually when I'm watercoloring, I just have like a paper towel or tissue on the side so I can just dab off, and if I'm changing colors, or if you have paintbrush and water, then you can do that as well. And let me just make sure I can see the comments when I sit down. Okay. Same with the big words. Okay, so yes, so someone has ordered those in. But if you have your eye on them, let us know and we can get those in. So the click art markers, there's a 12-pack in the store, and they're the standard colors. You have, the range of your neutrals, and you've got some warms and cool colors, pretty basic colors. For our little bird, if I was going to do him red, so this is stamped on Foundations paper, and I don't know if I've colored these on Foundations paper, so we're gonna see. Just gonna play around. Normally when I put these on, these markers, so they click open and close, you don't need a cover. And I've had mine for about 3 years and they have never dried out. So I don't know exactly how they have it formulated, the ink, but it doesn't dry out, which is really nice. So these are great as well if you want to use them if you have a planner or anything, but I like coloring them. So I go around the edge and add the ink, and the Vicki Boutin paper has it has like a vellum layer on the paper. It's great for mixed media, and you can see that the ink will move around. So if you were just doing this on plain white cardstock, you would find the ink, if you write on cardstock, the ink just soaks in and you're not really going to be able to move it. They are water-based. And yeah, that works lovely actually. So you can see that I filled it in, but because wherever I added the ink to, or the marker to, it's going to give me that shading line, and it's such a quick and easy way to shade anything. You don't have to, change colors or anything. It's just really easy. Let's see here. And I like it for smaller areas more so than larger. So I tend to, we'll try it with the marker and see, but I would tend to probably paper piece that spot. We'll actually I might do that after. You do want to make sure that you're laying down your color and I'm just making sure that I get lots of color in that area that I want to be shaded. If I just did one line and tried to pull that out, then it doesn't really have a lot of color down there. You're essentially watercoloring this, so you have to add your watercolor. So then I can just go back, go over the area that I started adding the color on. So when we were in Edmonton, I did a lot of this with the click art markers. And you can see how you just get that shadow where you first put it on, and then it just lightens up. And then I just wipe it off to the side. So yes, and Zebra has sponsored some product for Scrapaganza, so that's very exciting. Zebra has been amazing to work with. So they're gonna send some goodies. It's hard to color on camera because I don't want to get my head in the way, but you don't realize how much you rely on, how close I need to get to the camera. And I also find that adding enough ink at first is the key. So I wouldn't come over this while it's wet and add more. If I felt like, what, I didn't really get enough color on that, then I would let it dry for a second. I would just scribble off to the edge. And this is a good way as well if you have, I'll show you on the snow, if you have a little spot that you just want a little tiny bit of color, so you can see how I can pick up that color and put it on. I've used these as well on those wood slices. This would be really cute, and you can just color it in. You can't do a whole lot of watercoloring because it's going to soak in, but these markers will color on the wood slices if you want to make a little ornament to give to someone. So if we want to do a little bit, actually blue on the snow, but we don't want blue snow, so we're just going to put a little bit of color. Then we're going to Make sure we get lots of water so that it's just very light. And then we can add a little bit of shading, and that's just going to give us that effect of the look of snow. And as it dries too, it kind of softens and looks a little bit different. Then we've got this little bird peeking out, so we should probably do him red as well. Otherwise, they might not know who he is. Okay, so we'll go around the edge and then we'll just add some extra color where we want the shading. And my go-to shading is usually on the left. And that's my technique. So we're not talking, you know, Van Gogh here. All right. Then I think I had looked at the Lawn Fun website just to see what they did with the bird. So I'm just gonna look at it again. So if I bring up the bird, I can kind of see the ones that they did red. They left the face, they put a little bit of shading around it, and they actually left a little bit on the stomach. And then there's this guy, he's cute. So we'll kind of do that, but we already colored his belly, so that's okay. So we're getting very excited for Scrapaganza. Oh, the big words are available. Just in. Hello, Katie. How are you? Okay. So we'll leave his face, this little spot here, we can just color his beak in. It's a really little spot. We don't need to watercolor it. And we'll actually put a little, you know what, we'll do gray. We'll put a little bit of gray. And then just for a little tiny bit of shading, I did get a little bit of red on his face. So he's going to have a little bit of red as well. And we're not even going to worry about it. And then his wing, we'll do the shading up here. And just kind of bring it down a little bit. And if I wanted to remove a little bit of color, I can just wipe it off and then still go back to it. So you can see that really lightened it up because I didn't have as much color on my brush. And that's an easy way to do that. And then depending on what color we were going to do, so I think I'm gonna paper piece that. I will add a little bit of gray to the background inside his cute little birdhouse, which I just love. And sometimes if I'm not sure about what colors I want to do, this is almost like that paint by number where you trace around the edge, not paint by number, that color with water, where you trace around the edge, or you paint in with the paint around the edge and it just fills it in. So if I thought, I don't know what color I want to do, my go-to is to go to a paper pad that I like. So say if I was going to use this one and pull colors that are the same. And sometimes I don't even end up using the paper pad, but I know that the colors go together, they look nice. And if I use the paper pad, everything's going to match. So even though I don't have the exact colors, I do have similar colors. So I can use the dark blue and then shade that in. And then I could use the green, kind of this green here. And if you wanted to mix any of the colors, because you felt like you wanted just a little bit, like maybe a turquoisey color, then you could do that off to the side. And then I could go with the red. And even though this is more of a pinky red, we have the red in here, and I think it's still fine. But if we wanted to add a little bit of pink, then we can just add both of those colors and mix them around. And I may not have got quite enough pink, but yeah, that's kind of more of a pink. And you can see by putting it off to the side, you get a softer look. You don't actually get that dark shading. Which, I mean, you can just do whatever you feel like. And then we'll do the blue. So Amy and I are going to go to the Barbie movie on Sunday. We're very excited. If you get a little bit off to the side, I have got red in my brush now. You can go over it with a little bit of water and you can just press, but red's kind of hard to get out. So what we'll have to do is just come in with our white gel pen and fix that. Amy saw it already and she really liked it and she wanted us to go together. So we're gonna go on Sunday because Sunday is, it's like $4 movie day. So you can get a ticket for $4, which is fun. I'm gonna wipe this up. And we'll do this one. And I can kind of tell that I had red in my brush when I did this light blue. So it's almost, the blue is a little bit purpley, but we're not going to worry about that. It doesn't have to be perfect, and we can color this little I guess the little thing that they stand on, the perch, and then we can come in and do this little one. And then I'll just cut these out after and put them together onto a little card and I'll post it. There are also some new layouts on the Scrap Shotz blog. Well, I posted them last week. I just haven't got around to putting them on Instagram or Facebook. So if you haven't seen them, I've got 8 layouts on the Scrap Shotz blog, and they're using the Simple Stories Trail Mix collection. So I did pictures from last year's camping trip. I think we'll just finish it off with this. Maybe we'll do like 2 colors. If you do want to do 2 colors and you want to do them directly, you can put the lighter color on top and then you can put the darker color, and then when we watercolor these, they will mix. So there's 8 different layouts if you have that Trail Mix collection. And I also have a video that will be live at 5 o'clock on YouTube. So on my channel at 5 o'clock, and Sandy has very generously donated $10 gift card to that. So make sure you check it out. And it's another layout using the Simple Stories Trail Mix collection. So out of that collection pack, I got 9 layouts, and then I still have bits and pieces left. So make sure that you pop over there because there's a giveaway, and I'm using the Robin's Nest Dewdrops as well. So it's called Back to School Hop. And there's all kinds of scrapbooking ideas. So that's probably, I would probably leave that. I may put like a little bit of a cheek pink, and that might cover up my little boo-boo with his, so it just gives him some little pink on his cheek. And then I would just come in with my white gel pen, which, oh, right here. I always love to watch scrapbooking process videos and just see what people are doing, and usually I'm doing something in the background. And then, so this is not going to cover it up perfectly, but by the time we put it together with everything and we die cut it, it'll be fine. So I like to always add just a little bit. You could also put on some Nuvo drops, would be really cute. I like the White Blizzard. And so we've got lots of fun happening at Scrapaganza. You can come in and just do some shopping if you're not cropping with us and you want to come see what's going on. We have make and takes, and there's lots of other stores and shops there as well. Do a little bit of a cheek area. And I find just adding a little bit of white dots, it doesn't take very long. I guess you're not going to see that because the snow is going to go on there. All right, so that's our cute little, that's the Winter Birds add-on and the zebra click art markers. Yeah, I think that's it. So I will be sure to post the finished card, and thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and having a look at those fun lawn fawn things. I definitely had a hard time choosing my favorite, but I think the birds are going to be my favorite this time. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out. I will tell you how camping went next week. We'll see how it went. The weather looks good, so I'm crossing my fingers. And I think that's it. So I'll talk to you guys later, guys. Bye.